Today we're going to be talking about the Sirui VA-5 Tripod Head and why I think it's the best tripod head for you to be using on your tripods for hunting. So if you're doing any kind of extended glassing for hunting, which I recommend, it's the way that I've started to hunt, it's the way that I've had the most success hunting, finding more animals, being able to see animals at further distances, also being able to video some of those animals at far distances. I've loved using a tripod to glass. It's really changed the game for me. And so if you're one of those people that glass off of a tripod, this is a great video for you. I think that's something that's going to really help you. So I've been on the search for the best tripod head that I can find. If you've been following along with Ehuntr, you know that we have been a partner with Vortex for a long time. I've been using all of their tripods, from the aluminum ones to the carbon ones, from backpack ones to truck hunting ones, and I love their tripods. They're fantastic. But one thing I really don't like about the Vortex tripods are the heads that come on them. Honestly, the heads are kind of junk. So this is an example of one of the heads that Vortex used to release. This came on the Pro GT, and it's kind of an old school style of head. It's not very smooth. I mean, it gets the job done. You can attach your optics to it and it does what you really need it to do, but it's a little clunky, it's very heavy, and it just doesn't really do the job that I wanted to do. When I'm glassing, I want something that will pan very smoothly, that's not choppy, and does a really good job. And this type of head really isn't for me. Plus, the plates on these were unique to this type of head and you couldn't use it on anything else. They did switch to the Arca Swiss mount on some of their newer tripods that they came out with a little bit of a different head design. Still not very smooth when trying to pan and looking across a mountainside. And so I have just struggled with the heads that come on these tripods. And so I've been in search for a great tripod head that I could pair with my Vortex tripod. So I use the Ridgeview Carbon tripod. I love this tripod. It's a taller tripod, which I really like. Still lightweight because it's carbon, so I can take it, you know, on my backpack, or I can throw it in the truck. I can glass when I'm standing or sitting or kneeling, whatever kind of position. So I love this tripod. The twist locks are great. I did a review on this one as well as the Summit tripod. The Summit one is just a little bit shorter. It's more for backpacking, super lightweight. You can check that video out in some of our other videos. But again, I have not liked the heads that come on these. And so I've tried a couple of different heads lately to see what I could find, to see which head is the best model. Now I'm going to be honest with you, my favorite head as far as smoothness when it comes to panning is the Manfrotto. The Manfrotto head is a very nice head. It does a great job. It's super smooth. You can adjust the tension. It's a little bit not difficult to adjust the tension, but it's a little bit harder than the one that I'm going to show you today. So the head that we're going to talk about today is from Surui, and you may not have heard about them. Maybe you have. They're not extremely popular in the outdoor industry. They are in the camera and photography and videography world, but in hunting, it's not the most popular tripod or tripod head. But out of all the ones that I've tested, this is the one that I've found that I've liked the most. So it's from Surui. This is the VA-5 head. They have a few different ones, but I feel like this is the best one for glassing just because of the different options that you have on this. So let's dive into some of the specifics on this head. So first and foremost, like I mentioned with the Vortex tripod head, it comes with the Arca Swiss plate, which is a great plate. It's very universal. There's a lot of different heads that use that plate, which is really good. The Surui actually uses the TY70 plate, and I like it. In fact, I feel like it's more robust than the Arca Swiss one that Vortex uses, and I feel like it fits my optics better. It definitely fits my camera better, and as well as my tripod. So it's a little bit bigger plate, if you guys can see it there. But that gives it a little bit more support when you have a camera on it or a spotting scope, just to give it a little bit more strength. To release the plate, you have to flip this switch open, and you see it's kind of loose in there, but it's not coming out. You have to then push this down, and then the plate comes out. Super easy to use. You can switch from your camera to to your spotting scope to your binoculars very easy to put on. Again, it's loose, get it where you want it, lock it down, and it's solid in there. I really like that part of the Surui tripod head. Similar to the Manfrotto, it's got the same kind of arm coming off this, and this is fully adjustable. You can loosen this up and you can adjust this to be out. You can pull it in a little bit, you can take it out completely. You can also put shorter arms on this tripod, which is really cool. I like this arm just because it is very similar to the Manfrotto, so it gives me the stability when I'm glassing that I can easily pan and smoothly pan without being all choppy. It gives me the leverage that I need. It's another issue with the Vortex one is their arm is really short, which in some applications might be great, but when I'm panning with my binoculars, I really like an arm that sticks out here that I can grab and use. Even if I'm grabbing here, I can still use it as a shorter arm, but it gives me the ability, if I have my tension tight, to be able to pan very smoothly and works very well. Okay, one of my favorite things about the Surui tripod head that I like probably over all of the other tripod heads that I tried is the tension adjustments. They are super simple. They're right here and right here. So this one adjusts your horizontal tension, and this one adjusts your vertical tension. So if you feel like, hey, I need a little bit more tension for my spotting scope than I do my binoculars, super easy. You can just slightly adjust it, give it a little bit more tension, or take a little bit of tension off, and just feel the smoothness that comes with that. The cool thing about it is regardless of what your tension is, it's all extremely smooth and fluid, and I absolutely love that part about this tripod. So this may be a little hard to see, but along this line right here are different numbers as well as an arrow. And so if you're glassing for something and you're looking at it, you can mark down the location. So say it's at 150 degrees. I can remember that's where that arrow's at. And so if a buddy comes over, hey, you want to look at this deer? He can come over, look at it. If he bumps it or moves it a little bit, then I know that if I go back to that 150, I'm gonna be right back on that animal. So I love that little, it's not a big thing that they do, it's just a little thing, but I love that little thing that they do to be able to allow you that if it does get bumped, you can go right back to where you were at and be able to get right back on that animal. Because we've done that so many times, right? A buddy comes over, bumps it, it moves, like, oh man, now we gotta find it again. Not really, just take it back to that number if you remember it, and you'll be right back on that animal. The last thing that I want to talk about is something that I've already kind of mentioned, and that's just the smoothness of this tripod head. It really does compare to the Manfrotto, and again, I love the Manfrotto and how smooth it is when you're glassing, but I have absolutely loved the Surui tripod head and how smooth it is as I'm glassing around. It has been just as smooth as the Manfrotto, a lot better than the Vortex one, as well as the loopholed one. So I'm very impressed with how fluid and smooth the head is on this tripod. Now, one thing you're going to run into with this head, at least with the Vortex tripod, is that the threads don't match up. Super easy to fix. In fact, I'll put a link down in the description. There's a little bushing that you can put in there that'll change the threads from that of the Vortex to that of the tripod head. Super simple to use. If you've been in, the photography or videography world at all, I'm sure you've used that bushing as you've gone from different tripods and different tripod heads, as well as different cameras, spotting scopes, stuff like that. They all have, not all of them, but there's a couple different threads that you can get. Super simple. Don't let that stop you from putting a great tripod head on your tripod. Buy a cheap little $5 bushing. Again, I'll put a link down in the description so that you guys can find that, but make it so that you can put this head on a Vortex tripod or any other tripod that has the smaller threads on it. In conclusion, I've loved this tripod head. Again, I've been on the search for a perfect tripod head to pair with my Vortex tripod. Love this tripod, it's been great. Just was very disappointed with the head that came on this tripod, and I hope that at some point Vortex is able to catch up and get a head like this for their tripods and make it simple for us. But this head is a great solution if you're trying to find one that does everything that you need it to do in the outdoors. I'll put links below so that you can go ahead and find this exact tripod head. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below. We'll answer all questions that you have. If this is one that you've been using for a long time, would love to hear about it. If you've had complaints about it, concerns about it, love to hear that as well. If there's something that you've had to fix on it or change, man, save me some time, put a comment below, let me know what that looks like. But all in all, I am super impressed with this tripod head. I'm excited to have years and years of glassing and finding animals with it. So hope you enjoyed this product review video of the Sirui VA-5 Tripod Head. Make sure hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so that you get notified of any new videos that we put out. We'll be putting out a lot more product review videos this year. We will be putting them up on the podcast so that you guys can not only watch these videos, which I recommend, but you can also listen to the product reviews on the podcast. But again, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. We'll see you on the next video.